G'day viewers, how are you? We made it to the end of another week! Congratulations! Friday, time for Totally Fucked Up Friday. And there's two things that really stood out for me this week in the realm of fucked up. Lots of things I could talk about, but one local, one international story. The local one is how the major Conservative party in Australia, the Liberal Party, always have to explain to international people, capital L Liberal Party in Australia is the Conservative Party, not the Progressive Party. Long story behind that. Just take it as read. When I say the Liberal Party, it's the Conservatives. So, the Liberal Party in Australia have gone full racist. Unashamedly, not pretending, no grey area, just pandering to racists. Telling lies to pander to racists. Just saying, hey, racists, we're your guys. Now, at the state level, it's been happening for a while. See, where I live in the state of Victoria, the Liberal Party are in opposition, and they've been trying to push the line for a while, ably helped by racist conservative media, that there's an out-of-control African gang problem in Melbourne, and oh my god, the racist right-wing hatosphere just got a massive woody. Angry's talking about African gangs again. That's our favourite thing. Now we can call him a racist, because that's how our puny little minds work. That's the thing I don't get. It's like, in case you didn't realise, that's a thing that happens. These people who are actually racist, when you say to them, hey, racism's bad, they go, you're the real racist, because you're singling out examples of white people being racist, using nothing more than incontrovertible evidence, but because you mentioned it was white people being racist, therefore you're definitely racist. And I never know, do they think that that's going to upset me? Like, I hate to be called racist. They called me racist. I should stop saying the things I'm doing. Like, do they think that I'm that gullible? Or are they actually that stupid that they think that's an intelligent thing to say? Who knows? They're motherfucking stupid cunts anyway. Who cares? So, but yes, I am talking about the non-existent African gang rampant crime problem in Melbourne. And yes, like these certain people have probably just full-on jizzed in their pants. I mean, maybe in a perfect world, they'd fuck off and get a life, but I doubt it. We'll see. So, what happens? The state opposition has been trying to whip up law and order, and oh, the Labour government is soft on crime. Everyone's scared of African gangs. And there have been a couple of high-profile incidents that were actually pretty fucking bad. There's this thing we have in Melbourne called Moomba, the Moomba Festival. It's kind of like if some middle-aged, straight, white Rotarians tried to organise a gay Mardi Gras. They'd come up with Moomba. It's kind of that tame. And in Moomba last year, a whole bunch of these young people, and it was predominantly young people from the African migrant community, had a running battle in the streets and were scaring the shit out of people and throwing chairs over and punching people, causing a scene. Very fucked up. And honestly, everyone involved in it is a fucking idiot and needs to get smacked the fuck down. Yep, let the cops get him, and full extent of the law. That shit is bullshit on so many levels. But it's one incident. And yes, there were some incidents of what we call aggravated burglary, aka home invasions. Oh, and there were a couple of what I'm sure were really fucking terrifying robberies in some jewellery stores where the dudes ran in with hammers and just smashed the glass and grabbed stuff and threatened people. That was organised by a little sort of criminal enterprise. And look, individuals who have been subjected to those incidents, I don't begrudge them their trauma at all. Going through that shit is awful. But actual, real analysis of the incidents of crime in Victoria is that most recent crime statistics, which, again, crime has been going down in Melbourne, not up. In terms of crime, Melbourne is one of the safest major cities in the world. That is a simple statistical fact. Again, these racists always go, oh, you need to have evidence. It's like, it is really easy to search on Google crime by race in Victoria, and you get the actual figures that 1% of crime was committed by Sudanese people. Yeah, like over 70% was committed by Australian crime. Now, fortunately, because it's a relatively low crime area, the vast majority of us who live here will never be subject to crime. We won't experience having crime inflicted on us, which is fucking awesome. One of the great reasons for living here. But if we do, you're over 70 times more likely to have that crime committed by an Australian-born person. So when these people say, oh, everyone's scared of African gangs, that does not make any sense when you're 70 times more likely to have the crime inflicted by an Australian-born person. And yes, you can, and it's worth acknowledging, you can point out that the Sudanese population is only 0.1% of the population. So if they commit 1% of crimes, that's disproportionate representation. That is absolutely true. And that is why the Sudanese community with the police have engaged in both preemptive strategies to divert people from crime and also to fucking identify the people who are responsible for the crimes. The police, that notorious bed of social justice warriors who have never been accused of racism, have repeatedly come out and said this talk of African crime gangs is factually wrong. Now, the twist it took this week was the Prime Minister joining in. Okay, the state Liberal leader is a piece of shit. He's probably trying to deflect attention from his Lobster with a mobster. If you're someone who claims they're tough on crime, that's a fun search. Lobster with a mobster in Melbourne. You'll find that Matthew Guy, the state Liberal leader, state opposition leader, had a lobster dinner with one of the most notorious alleged crime figures in Melbourne. And he keeps trying to talk it down. Oh no, there's a whole bunch of... And everyone else says, no, there was like, a really small group at the table. And even if you had inadvertently gone to this dinner, and didn't know this dude was going to be there with his family, who the police keep saying are major crimes. Again, these are major crimes. The police say they're involved in drug importation, extortion, and murder, okay? The police are not saying he's a small-time guy. They think he's one of the major crime figures in Melbourne. And Matthew Guy, who's going, law and order, had a lobster dinner with him. Maybe that's what he's trying to deflect from. But anyway, on the federal level, we've had idiots like the racist potato Peter Dutton, the definitely not corrupt former Queensland drug cop. Absolutely. He's definitely not committed any crime in his life. Just because the Queensland police force was the most corrupt Australia's ever known. And drug squads in any police force are the most corrupt. And he was a Queensland drug cop, but he definitely isn't corrupt. But he has the one who spouted the ridiculous line, people in Melbourne are scared to go out to dinner because they'll be attacked by gangs. Which is just not true. It's just fucking ridiculous. But he's like the extreme right-wing attack dog the government uses, and the Prime Minister normally distances himself from that. But this week, the Prime Minister is just spraying all over the place. Oh yeah, well I've heard people say it. They're scared. Or you'd have to have your hands over your ears to not know that people are worried about African gangs. Now see, here's the thing. I've already pointed out that with actual facts and statistics, there's no rampant African crime problem in Melbourne. That is a simple, demonstrable, incontrovertible fact, okay? And anyone who tries to weasel around that, there's only one possible reason to weasel around that, because they're a stinking racist pile of shit. But the thing that, let's just try and think for a moment. But this is basically, it's the incontrovertible proof that Turnbull, the Prime Minister, is lying, and he's doing it purely to appeal to racists, because he is not saying Africans are committing more crimes than anyone else. No, he keeps saying, people say, I hear, this thing. Total fucking weasel words. So he's not only a filthy, lying piece of shit who's pandering to racists, he's a fucking coward using weasel words. So when people put incontrovertible evidence in front of him saying, fuck you, you racist piece of shit, there is not a problem with out-of-control African crime in Melbourne. You go, well, I never said that. I said, people told me. I said, I hear. Which is the fucking garbage that the right-wing hate machine's been doing for years. It's like Fox News does all the time. They get one of their opinion people to go, oh, people say Obama's a secret Muslim. And then their news, which is objective, says there is a report that Obama's a secret Muslim. Yeah, there is. The report's a lie. The report's completely disingenuous. The report's filthy fucking racist bullshit. But they can say, well, people said it. Yes. Fucked, idiotic, racist people said it. So Turnbull is now the bottom of the pile, in my opinion. State Liberal leader Matthew Guy's a worthless, lying, hypocritical, racist piece of shit. Peter Dutton's a horrible abomination of a garbage excuse of a human and a racist, fetid pile of garbage. But Turnbull's a fucking coward. Turnbull uses weasel words, so when people say, no, what you are saying is demonstrably untrue, he goes, well, I just said people are talking. I said what I'd heard. That's what I said. You're a gutless fucking shit weasel, Turnbull, you fucking sack of shit, and you will definitely go down in history as probably the most pathetic, worthless, sad fucking excuse of a Prime Minister this country has ever had. And that's just what your own fucking party will say about you, you fucking garbage pile. Oh my God, speaking of garbage pile, the other big story for this week, the international one, is of course Trump and Putin and the summit he had with Putin. And I was just stunned, like at halfway through the week, I was not even vaguely surprised that Trump acted like a wimpy little shit when he's on the stage with Putin. They're both at podiums and the media are saying, will you finally fucking just say what every intelligence agency has told you? Dude standing next to you directly sanctioned the attacks on the American electoral process. And Trump goes, no, I won't. Hey, who knows? Why would he do that? And that didn't surprise me. What actually surprised me was that a lot of real conservatives in the US went, oh no, that's actually too far. Which was nice to know. It's nice to know what is too far. And we now know, and maybe it will sink in with Trump, what is too far is to just point blank say when questioned, like, no, I do not believe America's own intelligence agencies. I believe Vladimir Putin. Dude who's been KGB since the 80s. And it's like, wow. I mean, this is like people like Newt Gingrich, super establishment conservatives saying, no, you can't say that. That's betraying America. You have to. And so, of course, Trump did walk it back. Kinda, sorta. He said, oh, the most pathetic excuse ever. Oh, well, I said would. I meant wouldn't. And the bit that doesn't surprise me is that appears to appease the same people who criticised him. But I always circle back to, okay, the Trump fans, the people who are deluded and go, he's a strong man. He's, make America great again. Go, you can, look, how do you not see it? Well, you look out there he is with the most hostile power in the world in relation to the US, and he sucks up to that guy. He says everything about America is wrong, and that guy's right. But then when he's put under pressure, 24 hours later, he folds, but then he equivocates. It's like, he's so fucking weak. How do you not see how weak he is? That's what does my head in. He's pathetic and weak and never sticks to anything. That's what does my head in. I mean, how could you possibly idolize someone who's so obviously a liar, who's so obviously weak, who's so obviously completely in thrall to Vladimir Putin? Now, I always joke about the P-tape. For all I know, it's actually real. But the real threat is probably about money, and I think that's probably what's really being investigated by people like Robert Mueller. And I think that's probably going to come out. This is also the funny thing, because I've made a few videos over the time joking like, Trump's going to jail, they're going to get him. And cockhead Trump supporters go, he's not yelled yet. You know, well, you are the same people who won't shut the fuck up about the Clintons. Clintons are very flawed people. That's a whole different discussion. But you go, oh, her emails, oh, lock her up. Look, the Republicans have been talking deranged shit about the Clintons since the 90s, since Bill Clinton ran for president. And in all those decades, have not scored a single indictment against him. And what's happened? You say, there's nothing to Mueller. But Clinton, look, decades, you've got nothing. In about a year, Mueller's got multiple indictments. He's had guilty pleas. He's got people in jail, motherfucker. You keep going about, lock her up. But there's no reason to lock... Well, actually, I can think of a few reasons. Honestly, I can think of a few reasons to lock her up. Not the same as what Trump supporters say, but I can think of a few. But you say like, oh, Trump's not in jail yet? Not yet, motherfucker. But look at the investigation. Like I said, the Republicans have been talking all sorts of ridiculous shit about the Clintons for decades and have produced nothing. And in just over a year, Mueller's got multiple indictments, guilty pleas. He's got motherfuckers in jail. And one day, you know, all things being equal, yeah, because I really want to laugh about it. I really do want to see Trump in jail. That would be super funny. Because I honestly don't think Pence would pardon him. Maybe that's his thing, is like, if the Democrats ever get the numbers to do an impeachment and he gets impeached, Trump probably thinks Pence will pardon him. But I think deep down, Pence fucking hates Trump with a passion. He's used Trump to push an agenda, but Pence is a hardcore Christian and he must know how much of the devil Trump is. He's willing to use him to achieve an agenda, but I think if he had the chance, he'd send Trump down the river in a minute. I mean, you know, wishful thinking, maybe. Look, as I keep saying, when these events and they're unprecedented. The events that happen with Trump are so out there. When the latest wild thing happens, I go, cool, I have no idea where this is going. Like, I never thought I would see the real conservatives. Like I said, people like Newt Gingrich and a whole bunch of others of real hardcore conservatives, even throwing the T word around, calling Trump a traitor. Gingrich didn't do that, but some others did. And I never thought I'd see that. And then I saw that. And then nothing happened. So we're in this weird, bizarro universe where nothing means anything. I don't know if anything ever will take Trump down. And the weirdest thing is, I now feel like if he does get taken down, it's going to be by something no one saw coming, because all the things that should take him down haven't. So I think one day we're just going to get the weirdest surprise, and that'll be what takes him down. Or maybe not. Maybe we all actually died in 2012, like the Mayans said, and this is hell.